What's good, people? First off, I want to just tip my hats off, give a salute. You know what I'm saying? Pour out some liquor, and just remember the life of one of, in my eyes, one of the original kings of comedy. Somebody who has paved the way for a lot of these black entertainers you see today, such as the Steve Harvey, the Steve Harveys, the Cedric, the Entertainers, the Mike Epps, the Kevin Harts, the Godfreys. Okay, those particular celebrities, and even the Wayans brothers, Ice Cube, a lot of people who worked with this man. Again, I want to say rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? May he have a nice, you know what I'm saying? May his life always be remembered to John Witherspoon. Yeah, the guy who played Pops on the guy who played Pops on the Wayans brothers, Craig's father in Friday. Okay. Yeah, this John Witherspoon, the one for you young folks, the one you know as granddad. Yeah, this is the guy. May he rest in peace forever. Me growing up as a kid, growing up in Long Beach, California hood, this is one of the people we look up to. This is one of the people who entertain us that we got laughter from. He been inspiring us and entertaining us for years. And what I like about Witherspoon is that a lot of the films he's paid in, a lot of his shows, they all had good messages behind it. For those that remember Friday, he taught Craig how to use his hands instead of a gun, right? He say, in my generation, we grew up using our hands. Even if you win or lose, you get up and fight another day. Like, that's something I've always remembered and lived by. Which is one of the days where I don't have a gun now. I mean, I could get one, but I choose not to have a gun because I choose to rather just use my hands rather than resort in guns, because guns will lead to death, right? That's what he believed in. If you got a problem, settle with them hands and live to fight another day. And just stuff like that, right? And I'm gonna say this before I continue, and I want to just be serious. I know it's especially on YouTube, especially you're always gonna get one or two conspiracy theory nutcases that always want to take something out of context and go too far with it. I had to check somebody the other day, another YouTuber who had the nerve to say some ignorant stuff, because I guess Channel 5, KTLA 5 had posted their YouTube clip of John Witherspoon for people who didn't get a chance to see it, didn't get a chance to see it on our broadcast. And you got this, the woman's name was Suzanne, who reported, you got this YouTuber out there say, oh, nobody dies suddenly, Suzanne. Of course a man gonna die suddenly. The man was 77 years old, okay? Well, people got to understand that in this lifetime, you're not going to live forever. Okay? Everybody's going to die. Either sooner or later, right? No, and John Witherspoon, he himself and his generation didn't believe in none of this nonsense, right? Again, John Witherspoon come from a generation where you have to work really hard to stay in. This dude was born in the climax of World War II when Hitler and the Axis powers, them in Japan was just now being finished off, right? He was born right, I think, a little bit after World War II. Okay, see his generation don't have to worry about no Illuminati or none of this conspiracy theory Freemason stuff, because they have to worry about white only versus color only, right? He was born. He was a kid during the segregation days when Martin Luther King and Malcolm X walked the earth, right? So his generation believed in their freedom. They believed in hard work. Okay, so for the people on YouTube, man, give this man his respect. I really don't want to see no videos telling this man's death is a hoax. Leave this man alone. Let this man rest in peace. But getting back to subject, man, but getting back on point again, man. Like I respect Witherspoon to the fullest. I'm gonna really miss this man a lot, and I understand that a lot of this younger generation, like these young folks, right, the ones that was born in like 90. I'll say 90, 99 and above, you're not going to really remember John Witherspoon other than the Boondocks. For those who really want to see John Witherspoon's work, for you young folks, anybody in particular who's interested in John Witherspoon, and you want to see a good comedian, and I'm talking about somebody, that really, I'm talking about his best work, when he's really at his funniest. I want you to watch John Witherspoon. This is some of his, the films I've seen him in, right? This is some of his best work. And just in my personal opinion, but others can agree too, I want you to watch his films in this particular order, right? First, watch House Party 1 with Kid and Play, the very first House Party. That came out in 1990, the year I was born. Okay. Now, for those that watch Boondocks, like I mentioned earlier, in season 2, when Thugnificent was introduced with the lethal injection, you had Busta Rhymes and Snoop Dogg's playing their characters. You know what I'm saying, for that episode, right? And then when Granddad's Thompson Turner, because the music too loud, he told him to shut up all that noise. That episode was reference to the scene in House Party that he was in, right? Watch House Party 1, right? Watch that very first scene. That's what again, watch that. That's when he makes an appearance. And then I want you to watch the Friday, the very first Friday movie. Watch all 3 Friday movies. Watch all of them, right? Watch all 3 Friday movies. It means Friday, next Friday, and Friday the next. Then I want you to watch the Wayans brothers. Okay? Again, as he plays Pops, he plays Sean and Marlon's father on that show, right? That was his first recurring sitcom that he was around in all the episodes, right? And then Boondocks, right? And then watch Boondocks. Now Boondocks is his granddad episode, right? That's when he played Granddad. That was the last sitcom he was in, which he was around as a recurring character, right? And again, Granddad is pretty much him in real life. That's his character, right? Watch all those movies. All the movies basically explain him off camera. Okay? That's the one thing about Witherspoon. Witherspoon don't change. He was what he was. Okay? And this is another thing about Witherspoon too, man. And that's what I say, man. Witherspoon died happy. That man lived this entire life entertaining people. That's what he enjoyed to do. Another thing I noticed I liked about Witherspoon, John Witherspoon was around to see Red Fox, okay, Richard Pryor, Robin Harris, okay, Bernie Mac. You know what I'm saying? He was around to see James Brown, B.B. King, okay, Della Reese, Maya Angelou, Nelson Mandela. That was his generation. When he was young, performing, when he started in the 1970s, those particular celebrities and legends was around. Those Hall of Famers I mentioned earlier, that's where he came on, right? The Cicely Tysons, okay? Even Oprah Winfrey. He was acting when Oprah Winfrey was young. When she was just coming up and she just started acting, doing movies, again, he was around then to see that. He saw Oprah Winfrey grow. John Witherspoon saw a lot of people grow, okay? From Ice Cube on down, they'll all tell you how much he inspired their life. Even Steve Harvey, Cedric Entertainer, Mike Epps, Kevin Hart, right? AJ Johnson, all these black comedians, okay? The Martin Lawrences of the world, the Will Smiths, all of them will tell you how much John Witherspoon impacted their lives, right? Steve Urkel, the guy who played Carl Winslow, all of them, right? Even Avery Johnson was alive, rest in peace, the one who played Uncle Phil. Again, Witherspoon inspired him, gave him tips, gave him a few pointers on his character, right? Again, this man inspired a lot of people, man. A lot of people. And he's seen a lot of people grow, okay? Even the Denzel Washington, Samuel L. Jackson, they'll have stories about John Witherspoon. He saw them grow as well. So that's one thing I could really honestly say about John Witherspoon. That man lived his life. And see, he was a hard worker. John Witherspoon was one of the type of people, he don't like, even when he was in the 70s, that man don't like sitting around the house all day doing nothing. That's just not him. That man believed in working hard. Continue to work hard till he can't no more. He's one of the type of people that believe that he'll rest when he's dead and gone, which he's doing now. They don't believe in taking breaks. He said, "I'll rest. I'll go to sleep when I'm dead, and I can't do it no more." Right. So that's one thing about Witherspoon. Witherspoon has years and years of work, at least about 40 years in the game. That man was like a 40-year, damn near 50-year veteran in Hollywood, right? And in the comedian world. So he's going to be well honored. And if you think Nipsey Hussle's funeral was big, wait till you see Witherspoon's. And I can guarantee you Witherspoon's funeral might just be televised at that. Because, again, there's a lot of celebrities, black and white, right? He's a lot of people inspired. This man performed all over the world. Traveled. Okay? So that's why I had to do this video. Because this was like, believe it or not, hands down, one of my favorite comedians. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Bernie, I enjoyed Richard Pryor, I enjoyed Eddie Murphy and all those other cats. Charlie Murphy, rest in peace, another one, right? But again, they were not John Witherspoon. Red Fox, again, he was not John Witherspoon. Again, I honor all those other cats. And speaking of Boondocks, I think the Boondocks is pretty much his very last work. Okay? So I think Boondocks Season 5, if I'm not mistaken, it's already been recorded. This man has already got some episodes into Season 5. I think if season 5 is not complete because they haven't finished it yet, because of his death, his untimely death, they probably ain't finished it yet. But when season 5 gets released, if we see a lot of episodes that's dedicated to Granddad only, like the episode he had in season 1 with him and his best friend from the military, you know what I'm saying, reuniting. If you see a lot of those episodes like that, it's because they honoring this man's life and his work. Yeah, so I think Boondocks is the very last project he was a part of. And and how I found out about his death was I'm friends with his son on Instagram. I follow his son on IG. I actually had the chance to meet his son JD, and I think it was last New Year's Eve of last year. He came by to my job. Me and him was chatting up. We was talking about basketball, the Lakers and LeBron James and the Clippers. We was talking about that, but guy was genuine, man. His son was real genuine. And his son posted on Instagram that his dad had passed away. So that's how I found out. But again, man, John Witherspoon, and plus his catchphrases alone, like the bang, 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 the shh, don't tell nobody. That type of stuff. Or you got to coordinate. Yeah, those type of catchphrases, that's going to always be around. Again, John Witherspoon has some catchphrases that people are going to remember him for. And that'll never go away. Okay? Like I said, you got to watch his House Party 1. You got to watch House Party 1. You got to watch the Wayans Brothers. And you got to watch all 3 Friday movies. And then you watch the Boondocks, his granddad character. And that pretty much sums him up. That's some of his best work. Of course, when he did Boondocks, he was a little older now. The man is in his like 60s and 70s. But that other stuff, like the Wayans Brothers, you know what I'm saying, the Friday, even the movie he did with Alan Payne, all those other movies, again, that's him when he was in his, like, I say late 30s and early 40s. And all that was in the 90s. Like, that was in between 1990 and like 98, 99, going into 2000, right? The early millennium. That's Witherspoon. He was really in his prime. And even then, if you go on YouTube, you see some of his stand-up. He got a lot of his stand-up comedy shows. Watch that. And then when you get the chance, watch his Vlad TV interview. Because one thing I do respect about Vlad does honor a lot of these other older celebrities. Because not only has he had Witherspoon on there, he's had Eddie Griffin on there. Like I said, he's had Eddie Griffin. He's had a lot of other entertainers that he's interviewed and honored, right? From hip-hop to the comedy world, right? He's had different musicians on there. He's had different black entertainers. That's one thing I can understand about Vlad. Vlad honors a lot of these people. He really do, man. But anyways, folks, I don't want to spend too much time on it. I just want to honor Witherspoon for what he did for my life and others like me in my generation and the ones before mine. Again, I'm really gonna miss this man. I'm gonna miss this man a lot, man. There'll never be another Witherspoon at all. Okay, this man will forever go down as a legend in my eyes. Like, as far as, like, I say black entertainers, he's definitely amongst my top 10. Again, this guy's up there with Denzel Washington, Samuel L. Jackson, Halle Berry, all of them, right? He's up there. And the comedians, again, like I said, this is the original comedy king. This guy's up there with Red Fox, Richard Pryor, okay? Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, he's one of them. His generation started it. Yeah, of course, yeah, Steve and Cedric said they came after, but this guy inspired them. Bernie Mac, rest in peace. Again, if Bernie Mac was alive, he'll tell you how good Witherspoon was. And how him and Witherspoon was actually close. Okay? But again, man, I just wanna get this out the way, man. Like, I'm gonna miss this guy a lot. This last couple of days they've been kind of sad. I've just been honoring the memory of him. Man, folks, man, that's the video, man. And I would like to hear y'all on Witherspoon character. What character? This is what I want y'all to do. Whoever's listening to this video, if you made it to the end of this video, I want you to type in the comment section, what was your favorite John Witherspoon movie? Whether it be a movie, it'll be a show. You know what I'm saying? One of his episodes at the end, whether it be Wayans Brothers, Boondocks, any movie, anything he was featured in, right? Whether it be a comedy show, a comedy skit. Just name me your favorite John Witherspoon memory, or any memory or how old was you when you first watched John Witherspoon? When you first watched his Pops? When you first watched Friday? That's what I want to know. For all my subscribers, man, anybody who liked this video, that's what I want to know from you. I want you to, in the comment section, just write down your favorite memory of this guy here and the character he's played. But anyways, folks, man, that's the video, man. Y'all stay blessed, stay tuned. I'll see you soon.